Okay, let's try it. Round 2. Here we are. Back at home. I'll stay on Wi-Fi, so I'll just head to the backyard for my walk around the backyard with the dog. Do we have Miss Emma with Stacy? And Emma, would you like to pop in and say hi while we wait for everybody else? Good. How are you doing, Emma? Let's see. I'm inviting you to come live with us. Hey. How's it going?
Hi.
You are on a run.
Yeah, I'm on a run.
I love it. What's the plan?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just in my neighborhood, just all around. My mom's going to be running behind me with my dog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love all the pictures that I've seen of you guys being out and being active and spending time with the family.
I think it's fun to, go out and run with my dog because she is cooped up all day, so I just love to be with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think our dog Joey is quite excited that we're stuck at home now, because he sure gets a lot more attention and more walks and more runs, and gonna get a little spoiled.
Yeah, that's happened to my dog too, but I love, is it a girl or a boy? Because I saw it today.
He's a boy. His name's Joey.
A boy. He's so cute.
And he's like 8 or 9 years old.
That's so cute.
Yeah. He's fun. He loves to run. He loves to play with the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your dog?
She is loving it. She sometimes likes being cooped up, but sometimes not, because my mom brings her to work every day.
Okay.
Like, she's a therapy dog, so.
Oh, wow.
She always brings her.
That's
cool. My little dog therapy.
How fun.
Yeah.
And what's your sister up to?
She is up, so she likes to embroider jeans, so she's doing that right now to mine.
Nice.
She's doing feathers on the thigh and the shin, and it's going to be super cute. I love it.
That's awesome.
So far, she's almost done.
You'll have to share a picture with us when she's done with it.
Yeah, I would love to.
That's a neat hobby and talent.
Yeah, she is pretty cool, but I love how, like, our neighborhood is doing this. We do chalk.
Yes.
All on the sidewalks.
That is so fun. So cool. I love the chalk the walk idea. Yeah,
we also hang up, like, Christmas lights for, like, hope and joy in our neighborhood, too.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's been fun seeing, even getting to know neighbors and people a little bit better. From afar, obviously, but just kind of see people around and see the community coming together.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, coming together more now that we can't really come together. It's kind of a fun.
Yeah. But I at least still want to run so I can, like, keep earning miles, because I'm probably past 100 now because I only needed 2 more miles.
So
for 100, so I'm already past it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping a log of what you're doing so we can add it in?
Yes,
awesome.
I am.
Perfect.
I've over 4 miles so far. Every other day.
That's great.
Yeah, because my mom is doing, like, homeschool for us now, so I got to do that, and then I can go out running, but I usually do it in the morning.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Aunt, I am so glad that you popped on and said hello to us. It is good to see you and chat with you, and we will keep in touch for sure.
All right.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
All right, and looks like we have Sean back. So let's welcome our special guest today. See if we can get him in here.
Is it working?
Hey, hey! Hey! It's working. It's good to see you, Sean. Don't we love when technology gives us challenges?
Who's that boy that was just on?
That was Emma. She is a 6th grader in our running club.
It was awesome.
Yeah, did you hear she's already at 100 miles for the school year?
That's more than me. So I remain impressed by this
Yeah.
child as many others. How's it going? Where are you?
We have some pretty incredible runners. Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm in the backyard.
Nice. You doing
I
loops?
think that way I can stay on the Wi-Fi.
That's what it was.
Yeah. It didn't like the switch from Wi-Fi to cellular.
So who all is on with us? Do you know everybody?
So yeah, we have some of our running club families. We have the coaches from the Ishikawa Running Club, another one of our Run Third families, or Run Third teams. It looks like now we're growing. I'm guessing a lot of people are being notified that you're live, so now we're getting a lot more popping in.
Hi, everybody. Oh, there it is, 102 people.
So yeah.
Is everybody running or hiking or climbing or doing sit-ups or reaching forward for the remote or something?
That's good. I know a lot of our families, that's the goal of these, is that they're doing something active. So I'm in the backyard playing catch with our dog. Maybe you can see Joey. I'll flip around.
Hey, buddy.
He loves his time out here and this ball. He will not stop.
Seems that while he likes the live stream, he'd rather you throw the ball to him.
Yeah. So yeah, he comes and drops it. I kick it. Fun little game. So this week, Sean, with the kids, we've been talking about the importance of the first part of Run Third, which is the I run first for myself.
Yeah.
And keeping yourself healthy, especially in times like this, when we really want to give of ourselves. Taking a moment to look inside and say, okay, am I okay? Am I meeting my needs? Am I healthy? Am I doing what I need to for myself? Before I start giving to others.
Yeah. There's, you hear on the news, there's this 98% of the stories are horror shows, but then all the news organizations realize they should probably add some positive stories towards the end. And the kinds of things that they're writing about are like, the New York governor put a call out for volunteers, and 40,000 showed up. The UK put out calls for volunteers, and 400,000 raised their hands. So I keep thinking, wow, I would love to do that. And then I look at my wife and kids, and they've got asthma, and they don't want me to go out. And so I get this feeling of like, what can I do? So. But what you said is right, because I'll forget, I think I went 3 or 4 days without going outside.
Yeah.
Into the backyard or step into the front of the, wait, the sun is important. One must at least see it occasionally.
Yes.
Life-giving vitamin D.
Yes, and we're so fortunate to live in places where we have beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And we can get out. We have a little space.
Well, the sun reflects brightly off the snow as well, There's no, but I'm just to your point about needing to take care of yourself, make sure you're, eating right. It's hard to eat right now.
Yeah.
So being thoughtful about planning out what you eat or saying, okay, I'm not going to eat that many of that particular type of processed something or other. And then to the extent you can get a little bit of fresh food if you can, you're so grateful for it. Make sure you use it.
Yes. And the vitamins and antioxidants and everything that's in the fruits and vegetables and all of the good fresh food.
Yeah. Maybe people can't get them like a lot, but you can get a little bit if you plan, or they're expensive, I know, but when I say use it, I don't just mean eat it. I mean realize that your body and mind and spirit are being sustained by that tomato.
Yes. That's what we talked about yesterday. It's the mindful eating. We are fueling our bodies. And sometimes
and it's never more. Yeah, go.
I was going to say, in times like this, sometimes when we start getting anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, bored, we go to some of those comfort foods that do the opposite. We go to the sugars and the fried foods and the salts and the things that make us actually feel crummy.
And when you have several days in a row, or a week or two, or however long in a row, you can actually start to see the patterns in your own body. A lot of the times we're so busy doing life and getting in the car, jumping on a plane, or going to just doing everything you're doing, kids, that you're not really aware of what the cumulative impact of what you eat and how you exercise is until it's like at an extreme.
Right.
Now you can sort of realize, oh, let me take inventory when I wake up in the morning, or in the afternoon, and sort of go like, I feel like crap. I wonder if my eating or lack of physical movement may be contributing to that emotion.
Yeah. And ultimately, our first responsibility is to keep ourselves healthy. The healthier we are, the more we can then help our family, the more we can do for community.
That's right.
But we can't give anything if we're not well.
That's exactly right.
So
I think I've run more since I've been on the phone with you than I have in the last 6 months.
And that's why we like to do little meetups, just to check in, make sure people are doing
look
okay.
at people's comments and if you see what anybody's saying?
I was gonna say if people have questions, we have a ton of comments on here. I love seeing so many people. Welcome. Sorry, as I look at comments, I notice I get really close.
Welcome, everybody. They have prescription sunglasses. For example, I don't need the sunglasses because I'm inside right now, but I thought they were.
So, do people have questions? How about any of our kids have questions for Sean?
Maybe just to sound off like if you're a run third kid, just type in run third.
What was that?
I was saying if for our run third students, they could just write hashtag run third or just write run third.
Yeah. How many of our viewers are from our running club? And then does anybody have questions for Sean?
Good job,
I have.
Stacey.
Yeah. Our Emma is still out running and sprinting while she's watching this.
That's awesome.
Somebody wants to know what's your fastest 5K time?
Fastest 5K time? Well, in high school I ran cross country, and those are 3.0, not 3.1. And I did one in 18 flat, which was 3 6-minute miles. Now, the important thing to note about that school was the start was at the top of a hill, and the finish was at the bottom of the hill. So that topographical layout may have contributed to the speed.
That's awesome. That's like everybody who targets the downhill races for their Boston qualifications.
Yeah. The only problem is when you're going that fast downhill, and then you have to go up a little uphill, your legs, you kind of like,
Yeah.
I think it's hard on your knees. Because you have this sense of like, oh, I'm a living God, look at me. God, I barely stand.
Yeah, puts you down. How have you been planning your meals during this time?
Say that again, Mindy?
How have you been planning your meals at this time?
Oh, well, I just went through a whole, like this year so far, I lost like 33 pounds so far. And lots of fruits and vegetables. I was toggling between Joe Cross's book, The Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead book, and Brendan Brazier's book, Thrive, the vegan triathlete. And, you know, they both have meals. They have menus that are, well, that any idiot can follow. I was following it. And now during the pandemic sit down, it's a good question. I'm still juicing a little bit, I guess, like meal. The day kind of decides itself. I don't really think of myself as planning the day. I guess before when I said planning, I meant like decision making. You know, when you're going to decide what you're going to eat. And Christine, my wife, has been really, really great. Last night she made some veggie tacos with avocado and tomato in it.
Yum.
A little hot sauce. That was good. Then I got up and had a couple juices. So, what can I say?
Nice. Somebody else is asking, how hard was it to carry Frodo in the ring?
It's not very hard at all because Frodo only weighed about 150. The ring, decidedly heavier, but we got rid of it, so I suppose it was all worth it.
How far did you actually carry him?
It's not just how far, not to bring topography back into it, but the volcano is very steep. So, below those many distance, it was, yeah, it wasn't the feet, it was the altitude.
That does play into it. It looks like we might have somebody who's in Oregon who's asking if they're going to be at the 40th anniversary of Goonies in 5 years.
You never know. You never know. There's some, yeah, you never know.
You have some time to plan.
Yeah, and there's like lots of different people involved in the planning. And I've always said I really thought Warner Brothers should be involved in some sort of formal event that the movie studio puts on, you know, in gratitude for the 40 years of love and affection and patronage that the fans have shown it. So we'll see what happens.
It looks like we have people from around the world joining in. You're getting some hellos from Hungary and Ireland.
Hey, Ireland. Hey, Hungary. Hey, Oregon. I need to have it.
They're asking, how did the corona situation affect your film projects?
Pushed them all back. Everything. I have 3 or 4 things in the pipeline, and I started asking, hey, what's happening? We don't know. We're monitoring it closely. We're taking our guidance from the CDC and the WHO and the local, the county officials, health officials. And then at a certain point, calls came in on the same day. We're pushing to fall. We're pushing to late summer. We're pushing indefinitely. Yeah.
That's a lot up in the air right now.
Yeah, and, one of the things is the conventions that I do every year. I do a whole bunch of conventions every year where you fly all over the world. Been in the UK
meet a lot of people.
Yeah, you interact with hundreds and hundreds of people, shaking hands and, putting your arm around each other when you're taking pictures. So I just wonder in this new social distancing, physical distancing world, it would certainly be very hard to go to one of those and not be able to hug people. I'm a huggy guy. So we'll see what happens with them. And
someone's asking, how do you talk while you're running? That they can hardly breathe.
I'm running very slowly. I just slowed down. I don't know if you can tell, but my ability to speak increased just as I decreased speed. They always say in the books you read, if you can carry on a light conversation while you're running, that's a good pace. And I'm like, forget about it. I can barely suck in enough oxygen to keep going, let alone formulate a thought or communicate with somebody. But I'm in the minority. Most runners can do that.
Yeah. I didn't say, I know our kids are very good at talking and running.
I know. Imagine if they stopped talking, how much faster they go. Don't tell them. You have
We've
to be
had
able to
that
keep up with
conversation a couple times.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, this is a
how
quiet
many times
mile.
have you watched Goonies while you're in isolation?
Oh, I watched my Goonies audition.
That was an
times.
awesome video.
Yeah, I never showed it to anybody for 40 years, and I just felt like the whole planet is in a lockdown, and it might be a nice time to share that with fans of the movie. So it was really, really popular, which was awesome. But I've actually watched the movie.
Aragorn or Legolas?
Yes. Aragorn. I always wanted to play Aragorn. If I couldn't play Samwise, I was like, I could totally play Aragorn. And the casting director was like, yeah, no, you can't.
You were totally Samwise.
I don't have smooth enough skin to play Legolas, you know. Although I wouldn't mind taking him on in an archery contest. I think I'd give him a run for his money.
Right now, are you running for time or distance?
I'm running for this live session. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to collapse.
So we should just keep it going.
Basically, what I've been doing with runs is I usually go for an hour. And a lot of it is walking. You know, it's running doesn't take most usually concentration in the front of your mind, but it takes a kind of mental focus and kind of a general, you know, settling of your mind on what you're doing. And I haven't been able to do that a lot lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will.
This is a good one. This is coming from one of our coaches. We talked to the kids about having mantras and positive self-talk. What mantra do you use when you feel like you want to give up?
Well, the only time I've ever used a mantra was during the triathlon in the swim. And the mantra was, enjoy this stroke. Enjoy this stroke. Enjoy this stroke. Because you're like, it's painful. So, forcing yourself. With running, I've never really had to use a mantra. I generally just fall into it. But it depends on what your goal is during your run. You know, I noticed when for the last 3 months, when I've looked at sugar, you know, the kids have sugar around. I haven't eaten any concentrated sugar or refined sugar in 3 months.
Wow.
And every time I look at it, I just shake my head like a dog with water on it. Just shake my head once and walk away. And I bet there's some sort of mantra equivalent if you're thinking about stopping.
Yeah.
You just say no, nope. You know, nope. Not gonna stop. Nope.
How many races would you say you've done?
13 big city marathons, and you know, 1 triathlon included in there. A couple of half tries, an Olympic try, 1 or 2 sprint tries, and how many half marathons? I don't know, probably 15 or 20 half marathons, and I can't even count the 10Ks and 5Ks. So, you know, 150 maybe.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Can you speak Spanish?
Sí.
Do you keep in touch with Rudy?
Rudy has sent me 2 videos during the, I was going to say sequestration, during this little, you know, during the pandemic. And one was of him with his dog, just playing with his dog, and another one was him just saying encouraging and nice things. So, pretty good. I sent him back a video of our dog, our puppy, behaving badly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a movie that you watch repeatedly, like once a year?
Our rituals, It's a Wonderful Life, at Christmas time. Message of community and hope and love and peace and, you know, yeah. But, God, I watch so many movies, you know, so many movies over and over and over again. Watched Ad Astra last night. That was a weird one.
What movie?
Ad Astra.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It was like this huge budget, personal, independent film. Interesting, like something David Lynch would have done or something. So I was like trying to get my head around it. But I don't know. So many movies.
Going back to one of your older movies, one of our participants is asking if there will be a sequel to And They're Off.
Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. I could just see my character, like, during the pandemic, looking at the empty stadium and being like, this is our time. This is when we're going to make it happen. I love that movie.
That was a fun one. We're hitting around the 30-minute mark, which is what we've been aiming for. Do you have any final thoughts or messages?
Hey, just, if you're signed on to this thing, then you have a little spirit of adventure in you. That's kind of my catchphrase lately, spirit of adventure. And actually, one of my kids' teachers sent out a video today. She kind of messed up the quote a little bit, but she got the basic sense of it. Success is what happens when planning meets opportunity, or opportunity plus planning equals success. And, right now, there's not a chance necessarily to go out and succeed in a visible way for everybody. But this is a time to, not planning, preparation. Preparation plus opportunity equals success. So this is a time to prepare. This is a time to get yourself right, get your head right, get your body right, get your nutrition right. And when we come out of this thing in some hopefully shorter period of time, but whenever we come out of it, there's going to be lots of different people who come out, and some are just going to be waking up foggy and exhausted and groggy, and other people are going to show up like they've been planning for it all along.
Right.
Try and be one of those people.
Make the most of this time. Find the positives in it.
Yeah, but not just for, there's the Shaolins, the Buddhists would say, like, this moment is everything.
Yeah.
So you should create joy and strive for perfection in this moment. But I know that we're also a forward-thinking people. So to my mind, it's okay to be aware of the fact that to the extent you're creating this present moment, you're also creating a moment that includes when we come out of this.
Yeah.
And if you can, be ready to thrive in that moment, then you'll look back in this and say, I mean, to me, I've never spent so much time at home with my wife and kids. Frankly, I love it. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I know where they are. I know there's nobody's going to come over to distract them from me. It's kind of selfish, but I love being with my wife and kids. So, and I think they love being with me, but they'll be happy for it to be over. But my point is that I'll look back on this time, and mixed in with the sense of tragedy and common shock. I mean, this is as big for our generation as the Second World War or the Great Depression. I mean, this is a signature moment. And even if it gets resolved relatively quickly, it's still never before have I been able to walk outside, maybe 9/11 for a day, and have it be totally quiet. Right. No planes, no cars, no neighbors. Everybody's just quiet. So that's rare. Being able to see the impacts on the environment when you look at, shots of different waterways and how the water cleans itself up pretty quickly when humans aren't messing around with it and all that. So my point is just that when we look back at this time, which will be memorable for so many reasons, tragic, there's also a way in which you could look at it and say, that was one of the most important times of my life. That was a time in my life where I woke up and I said, okay, now I know who I want to be. And you start, just in your room, jogging in place, deciding who you want to be. And that person that you're going to be in that moment is going to end up standing on a podium somewhere someday.
Absolutely. I love it.
Woo, teach it. Teach it.
Just because I want to know the answer to this question myself, I'll leave you with one last one from the audience.
Okay.
If you could play any superhero in the Marvel world, who would it be?
Well, in the Marvel world, I've got a DC world character up there.
Okay, who's your DC world?
Well, I played this guy. I'm gonna kill myself on the treadmill. I played this guy, Shazam, at least his voice. Shazam! But in the Marvel world, who would I play? I think I'd want to be one of the humans that's interacting with the superheroes.
Huh.
You know, in Lord of the Rings, they talk about the time of men. You know, where you've got these eternal, immortal elves, and you've got these extraordinary wizards, and all different kinds of creatures who have magical powers. But ultimately, when it comes down to saving their world, it comes down to the world of men and women. And so I think heroism can be that. I think I'd like to be, you know, maybe 10 years younger, maybe 20 pounds lighter, but but that's not a requirement. I'm just saying, as I think about the kind of human-like superhero I'd want to be, he'd be in a slightly different package. But not bad. I'm happy to age. It's all good.
And you're getting a lot of comments of Bob Newby's superhero.
Well, there you go. Bob Newby. I should have said Bob Newby, because he's exactly what I was describing.
Yeah.
Someone who just, you know, lives in the moment doing the right thing, you know, and cares about other people and is willing to, without question, put himself at risk in order to help others. Like, that's, to me, you can't get a better superhero than that. That's what all the superheroes actually do. They just have, you know, more to start with. Yeah, they can fly in one. I wouldn't mind the power to fly. So if you know.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, we so appreciate your time.
I love you. I love everybody. I love Chris. Where's Chris?
He's at work. He's still out protecting the city.
Well, Tom, I talked to him too, but for the audience, let's all wish Chris to stay safe and stay healthy, and you too, Mindy. And everybody else who's watching, stay healthy, stay strong, stay positive the best you can. And in a weird way, the worst thing you can do for somebody right now is hug them. And the most loving thing you can do is stay away. So every time you have to be away from someone, just think about that as an act of love, and that can make you feel a little bit better.
And that is hard for us huggers.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs. Yay!
And again, thank you. This was a lot of fun. We'll have our meetups every Monday and Thursday. Everybody's welcome to join us, pop in as a little check-in and way to connect. So, have a wonderful rest of the week.
I'm going to go past that now. That's fine. That 20 minutes was exhausting.
Good work. See ya.